Hey all, Binks here. We have something really cool and special today. This is Lost in Random, the Eternal Die. So you can get the demo for this game right now on PlayStation and on Steam, maybe Xbox. I'm not going to lie, I don't know. But this game comes out June 17th. And often when people ask me to play their games, they reach out to me. I actually played this demo on PS5. I really like the game, and I've reached out to the team themselves and asked them about it, and they provided me with this copy of the game that I am able to show to you a week early. So this is actually a week before this game actually comes out. I am able to get my hands on it. I really enjoyed the demo. I thought it was really cool. If you don't know about Lost in Random, it was a game that I played on PS5. And it was kind of just like this interesting story adventure with dice-based board game mechanics and really interesting battles. But essentially what they've done is take this world and create a really awesome roguelite experience. I'm not going to lie, I'm not a huge lore head. I'm probably going to skip ahead of this. I think I skipped ahead of this when I watched the demo too.
As corruption spread, betrayal and the kingdom soon fell.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Loreheads, I'm skipping this. The opening cinematic is probably great. If you know me, I like gameplay. Some interesting mechanics with this roguelike. Now, I will say right off the bat, this is going to get a million comparisons to Hades, rightfully so. It wears its influence of Hades all over its sleeves, from its,
Of course, I'm Alexandra.
really good voice acting and characters, the actual gameplay mechanics themselves. A lot of them mirror what's really cool in Hades, but there's also a lot of additional things that they add to really make it its own. We have our normal attack here, swinging on through. You can dash. But this is kind of like one of the first big interesting mechanics is this dice that you have. So as your B, you can throw your dice, and then it will do effects based on what you roll. So it can roll 1 through 6. I know in the original game that I played, there are ways to add pips to your die so that you generally hit harder. I'm sure there's ways to augment it and actually make things stronger. But that's kind of like a base mechanic, is that you have this die, and then after you throw it, you have to pick it up before you can throw it again.
Who are you?
Which is really cool.
All I've done for you. Well, I am the knight, the body.
Good. Then stop playing around.
Oh, we will.
All right, so we're gonna fight this mayor, the knight. Seems like the big bad evil guy. We're gonna go ahead and go through this mysterious portal. So I did beat the demo goes up to the first boss. So I played through maybe 3 runs in the demo until I was able to finally beat the first boss, which was challenging to say the least. But this is a big mechanic in the game, is your kind of card that you use. So the original game had card-based combat, where you'd kind of build a deck of cards and then you'd play them during combat and you'd roll the dice and all these different things. So it kind of brings that back with a card attack, which is your Y. It has energy costs that you can get from various skills or attacking enemies and picking up energy orbs. But this is going to be one of your biggest things of damage. And I believe that in the full game that I'm playing now, it has way more than what's in the demo, because the demo seemed pretty limited with how many different things you can do. All of them also have a perfect card attack, which it's kind of like a, I don't know what you would call it. Let me double check I'm not covering the gold here. Perfect. I'm going to go right here, as a matter of fact. I'm also going to turn the volume of the sound effects down a bit. Some of them seemed really loud. Okay, so we have our new attack that goes on to our Y. You have to break pots in this game. I think that some people who play roguelites, they like or dislike the aspect of having to go through everywhere, and if you're going to play as optimally as possible, break all the pots to get as much as you can. I'm kind of on the fence about it. It gives you something to do when you're walking around. but it can feel a little rough. So this is like our basic combat. So we jumped into a room that goes in. There's traps. which are very nasty. They go super, super fast. But basically, you kind of, you know, dive in and out. You have your Y that you can use to slow people. You can kind of use that to vary who you're going to go. And then, of course, you can throw the dice, which is a big ranged attack, which is very important. So very Hades-style combat, just swinging, dashing away, moving around. But this is a really interesting system that they have, the Coffer Relic system. I thought this was really novel. I've never seen a game use this before. So these are the coffers where you can find different, I believe they call them pearls. So you can harness boost by triple matching colors. So you can do attack, you can do your dice, you can do luck, different things like that. But essentially, as you're taking skills and building them, you have a limited amount that you can add in, and you're trying to match them in diagonal lines to get full long-term stat bonuses across the run, which is cool. So you get to choose one of 3 here. So we can either, when we roll a 6, the next weapon deals damage increased by 100. Upon rolling, Fortune inflicts weak. Fortune is your die. Picking up Fortune grants a charge that emits lightning. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So after you pick up Fortune, your dash will emit lightning. So I'm pretty much always dashing in and grabbing it and dashing out. So that could be pretty good. And then you put it into this grid. So the first one you have to place middle. For actual relics, they usually have like 2, sometimes even 3 different colors that they have. And then we'll see the mechanic where you get kind of like these pearls that you can cash in those colors. And the pearls actually don't take up space. So you can eventually kind of grow them and build them across your run. Let's go into our next run here. And, you know, I talked about Hades wearing it on its sleeve. I think even in a lot of the enemy design, you can see so much influence from Hades. Like these things that like shoot out from a distance at you and explode. Are very similar to some early enemies in Hades. And I think that a lot of people look at some stuff like that as a negative, which I can completely understand. But I generally like will try and find the positives and things like that. Like I think that this game really takes one of the best games of all time, the original Hades, adds different things to it and takes a lot of things that are just very good and creates a different experience. Now, maybe it gets too much like Hades going forward, but I actually really like that it wears kind of what it does on its sleeve, and it's really strong. Throwing Fortune significantly increases the critical chance of the next card attack. That seems really good, because I'm throwing my dice, using my Y quite a bit. Rolling a 1 or a 2, so 1/3 of the time, erupts volcanic stones that inflict burn. Actually, that seems pretty good. I'm going to take this one. And it's both blue and purple, so you can probably cash both these in at once. Let's put you here. That seems fine. The traps do turn off after you win. I always like when things do that. I hate when there's just traps sitting around and I end up getting wrecked by them. It's never fun. You have to be really fast with the traps. Like, if you dash onto a trap, it's very hard to deal with it. Okay, so there's the explosion that causes burn. And I didn't get my die, huh? So there's the lightning that you saw coming out of my attack. So it just kind of does little chip damage when I'm diving in and out, which I think is pretty cool. Notably, you can push enemies into traps, which can be very important. If you have any kind of pushing spells and stuff like that, you can use things like traps to your advantage. One of my favorite roguelites of all time is the original Wizard of Legend. I've always really liked the original Wizard of Legend, and pushing enemies into pits and traps was like a huge aspect of getting good with that game. So I love that aspect in any roguelite that I play. Okay, you guys are real fast. But it's nice. Getting like the little chip damage from the lightning and like these like little eruptions. It can help against smaller guys and just help you chip down bigger guys. I don't think I've taken a hit yet. But that's always, I don't know why I would say that. Honestly, it's really just so stupid to say things like that out loud, because you know that I'm going to say that and then immediately take a hit. So moving on here. So we have a pearl coffer. So pearls are the different aspect than what we were talking about with the relics. So these, they only have one color. And when you play them, they break once they form a line. So we're going to form a line here. So it removes the blue from these two. So you can only cash those in once. And it removes the pearl that we had there. And it does look like I'm covering. It's not that bad when I'm covering. That's fine enough. You miss my pit buff and gold when I'm on the screen, but I think it's a good place to have my camera. But you can see I get plus 50% to dice. So now my dice do significantly more damage. So finding those color matches is really important. Yeah, so these don't break, but you can get rid of the relics eventually. You can get rid of, I think, anything that you want eventually. If you have just like a pearl that's sitting there and it doesn't have any way to match, you can just crack it and put something else over top. Okay, so we have trap. Okay, I told you I shouldn't have said that I didn't take a hit. Okay, so this enemy shoots out these pretty nasty long distance attacks. But we were able to clear it up really nice. The dice is super good for fighting long distance and kind of like fighting one enemy and then throwing it towards the next enemy that you're going to go after. So we can take 75 gold or 30% health. I think that the more you can take health, not max health. Oh, that was a huge mistake. I thought it was going to be plus 30% max health. Man, I did not need that at all. I had taken literally one tick of damage. Okay, so this is a character that was in the original. She used to be your shop everywhere. I'm not sure if they brought back all the same voice actors and actresses.
Not any merchant. Manny checks the best. Never knew I'd check. Anyway, well, yeah.
So, you can obviously buy stuff. I am poor. I'm a broke boy. It seems like early on, before you start getting like the more long-term like ways to get money, it's probably pretty hard to get money in the early fights. Now, you might say, Binks, you didn't take the 75 gold that was offered to you. Okay, these things are pretty annoying, huh? I like the time thing, because what I could do is I can kind of use the time thing to like just like take one maybe stronger enemy and take it out of the battle so I can focus on the other ones and then come back for it later. Replacing relics and pearls you place on top of others to destroy the replaced treasure. Destroying a relic removes the powers, but already harness boost remains. So the powers on the board get gone, but if you already got a boost from it, you don't have to worry about that. So we didn't get pink or anything else. We could roll for a pink. But I don't know if we do any conjuration things. I guess the conjurations would probably be like the lightning and the volcano might count as conjurations because they both have purple on them. I guess that would make some sense. But we've liked dice type things. So let's take a pearl in a position that has some ability. So this can go like boom, boom, boom. Or boom, boom, boom. So let's take a blue. Just plant it over there for a future. Looking out for the future. Make sure we get all our pots. Let's just make sure we're exploring as much of the map as we can. Okay, so this is actually... I don't know if this was even in Hades, but this is actually kind of straight from Wizard of Legend. Maybe there were just things where all you had to do was avoid stuff in Hades that I'm not thinking of, but in the original Wizard of Legend, which is one of my favorite games, these like little trap rooms were very common. So this one is real finicky, huh? That is really hard to get through all those. So this one says max health. This one says coins. I like upgrading max health. I think that I'm good enough to not get hit, so if I get more and more chances to not get hit, I'll be even better. Maybe that's not how you should look at it. Maybe I shouldn't be worried about health if I don't get hit. I don't know. Yeah, you just chill out for a second. I'm talking to these other people. We're fighting. Okay, dude. My combat... games like this are just so ingrained in my mind for like this style of just like jumping in and out style of combat. God, it's always so fun, man. It's always so fun to play games like this. I tell you what. Okay, we're dipping, diving, ducking, and dodging. Pit Dust, Cinder. I don't remember what either of these do. I'm pretty sure they have exact analograms to Hades, though. But we already have some Pit Dust. Let's take some more. Okay, so it looks like the only way that we can go forward is to go this way. Let's see what we have here. Another room. Oh man, we are moving here, man. Now, one thing to remember is, like, in any of these games, you might feel like you're moving. You're like, oh, I'm destroying these enemies on World 1, man. Like, look out, dude. I am the truth. God, I got hit by the pit, huh? The pits are real deadly. So I feel like with these guys, if you hit or if it, like, hits something, it could split up. Roll coffer, so we can do our conjuration match here. Get these 3 out of the way. Very nice. We got 2 different choices here. No pots, no pots. Let's move along. Okay, what you got for us? Okay, armored enemies. Okay, maybe like an elite fight we ran into here? I completely missed my Y. The armored enemies are no freaking joke, huh? Ouch! Man, taking big damage here. Okay, just make sure you're dodging. Make sure you're dodging, eh? Getting the dice of the dome to finish it off. Take some. All you give me is pip dust for the armored enemies. You're giving me pip dust on armored enemies. That's how we're gonna play this, huh? Okay, I see you. Okay, so this is like the end. And I don't know if it's once you reach the end or anytime you reach something that you can save on. But once you reach the end, you are able to climb up and fight the boss. However, we got more stuff to do, man. We got freaking more stuff to do. Fast travel specific rooms. What rooms you can fast travel to? Let's go to the merchant. Because there was a couple of rooms that we could go to here. Notably upwards. Should be doing my combo more. The third hit of the combo does more damage. Ow! Where's my dang dice? I feel like the Y has some auto aim. The lightning spear that I shoot. I feel like I don't like auto aim until I take auto aim off, and then I'm like, man, dude, auto aim's so good. Anyone else? Ouch. So the eruption actually kind of messed me up there because I slept him and I was going to take a second, but then the eruption of the dice that I threw earlier unslowed him. And then he was able to hit me. Now, I should just not get hit. Like, that's definitely the easier way to look at it, but... Okay, so we have a different one. So we have Tides of Time. Creates a tide of sand that inflicts time stop. Man, I'm not even doing my perfect card attack, huh? Sends range and tide. Okay, so you have a little legend that you can take. So, we'll take it. We could just swap it back if we want. Spirit Tongue. Explodes on impact and damages multiple foes. Okay, so maybe I should just be... I think I'm fine with this one. That one, it takes way longer to charge. And I think, like, against bosses, you just want single target. But I'm also not doing the perfect attack, which it explained very thoroughly at one point. And I simply chose not to pay attention to. If I can be so honest with you. Looks like... no more rooms to go to. I don't think I have enough money to do anything. And I'm in the... You go down to this room. I don't think I have enough money to do anything. I have 35, right? I guess I could take pip dust? Sure. I'll take some long-term. You know, early on, I think it's completely fine to just take some long-term things to help you. So, the boss is no joke. If it's the same boss as the demo, you're kind of fighting against 2 different, like, big, hulking things. And you have to fight one of them, then the other, and then you have to fight both at once, which is, like, very hard. Pots. No healing. You can get healing from pots. Much like Wizard of Legend 2, much like Wizard of Legend 1, which I will probably continue to talk about.
We have visitors.
Sweet Princess
The
Natalia.
Duchess Doublet.
Must have been decades.
Are you blind? Natalia is dead. Fifth cousins Dublé. Pestering my childhood wasn't enough? Well, Mayor the Knight recognized our true
The
worth,
voice acting is
and
really
now
good in this.
You are the unwell. Unfortunately, this.
Okay, so if it's the same, there's various different kinds of things they could send at you. It looks like we got the mace armor and the spear armor. They're both like no jokes. We'll just try and be really accurate. Not really run into... Not play... Probably getting more dice in, because the dice is maybe our best way to do damage. But the time thing should be really good when both of them are on the field. Because that's when the fight really starts. Like, dodging one of these guys, it makes sense. Dodging two of them is not easy. Oh, no. So that's like his little ult that he does, it seems like. He does this little thing. This guy jumps really far in. I just don't want to... Okay, I think we got into phase 3. Okay, we're in phase 3. Okay, so now we're facing both, which this is where it gets really hard. Oh my god. Okay, I froze him. Okay, but it like... I feel like the time thing doesn't do anything against these guys. Am I crazy? Okay, we took our first damage of the fight. That's bad. But it's hard to know when they're attacking and where they're attacking. Maybe it's not, and maybe I'm bad. Dude, if we can get first boss here, I'd be stoked, man. One down? Okay. No. Okay. Hold. Just be smart. You crushed this guy earlier. You don't have to worry about it. He's really low.
Closing in.
Oh. 9 HP left. Okay, first boss down, first try. So now we're going to get to things that I haven't seen before, because this is the whole first one. Man, that was tough. I had a really bad card, too. There's way better ones. Actually, in the demo, I felt like all the time ones were terrible. Okay. So we have high voltage cobweb. Critical hits from lightning have 50% chance to conjure new lightning strikes. Increase the time that lightning travels between foes. And energy is replaced passively over time. I think I really like this. Because like sometimes like in fights, you're kind of just using your dice and diving in and out. So having something that I could passively do over time sounds fantastic. So let's put you here. It's always so weird when you have a couple of relics that are like dead already in the early game of where to try and set up to get value of the other ones. Also, that relic notably only had one color, which is maybe something we should be avoiding. But passively generating energy over time should be really nice for the long term. So, because we won, we get pip dust. That's nice. We get cinders. Chunks of misery, fear, and misfortune. Born from the burning of dark fuel, where the soul is freed. We get a garment, the royal visage. Okay. We get 30% of health. We're at 70 health. That's not great. 30 health isn't great. And we get the drawbridge key, a rusty old key covered in notches and broken bitings. With a little luck, you can open a drawbridge somewhere. Okay, that might be long-term progression. I bet the game is pretty confused that I beat this on the first try. It must be like, wow, we have a god gamer on our hands, or someone who played the demo like 4 times. Let's move on. I'm excited to see some new content here. I hope that the runs aren't too crazy long. Now, obviously, I'm not very good, so taking 25 minutes to get through the first floor, if, like, let's say there's 4 floors, can feel pretty rough. Okay, so there's mud. So this is maybe a mechanic of this floor. You have to dash out of the mud, otherwise you're stuck. No further explanation needed. Sure. Okay. Okay. Definitely not a direct... Definitely not directly from Hades, by the way, all these enemies. Okay, so the enemies are just like 15 times harder here, huh? That's gonna make things tough to get past here. I'm pretty sure these pot enemies are damn near exact replicas of Hades enemies. Where's my damn die? I keep running over there and then I can't get to my dice because it's in the poison, man. Dodge in and out. Okay, I think I avoided the poison. Now we have our actual damage dealer. Dude, this is... You know, I will say I haven't gotten hit so far, which doesn't make sense. Maybe I picked up health and I'm lying. I feel like I got hit at one point. I must have grabbed health somewhere. Okay, a relic coffer. The assassin hilt. Upon rolling a 4 or 6, fortune conjures a seeking tetrahedron that always deals a critical hit. Hell yeah, man. That sounds fantastic. Let's get you situated right there. Shall we? Juggler of poisons. Throw a cluster of exploding flasks that inflict poison. The perfect adds 3 more flasks. Yeah, I think mine sucks right now, so I will take essentially anything else. Like, the time stop stuff is cool in theory, but I feel like practically is bad. Because there's just shit that happens all over the place, and things are getting thrown around and shit. Yeah? Is it all in the air? Looks like it's all in the air. I can't aim it. It is all in the air. Okay. Well, actually, I kind of hate that, if I'm being honest with you. But if I could be so truthful to use. These enemies take so many hits to kill. But this is what I was talking about with, like, once you hit level 2 on stuff like this. Maybe you're supposed to, like, bait someone in or something? Oh, these guys leave poison where they go. Wow, that's really annoying. Take a magical die. Okay. Grants additional magic colors to a relic or pearl, which can be harnessed for various boosts. Grants a magical yellow color to a treasure, which can be harnessed for boost card. Okay, so this lets you use things again, which is cool. Is a cool thing. I kind of want blue dye, but there's nothing really good I can blue dye, but I can see that I can yellow dye that. If I yellow dye that, then I can get a yellow dye crack middle, which is probably worth it. Man, I tell you what, dude, that level 2 fight was much harder. A lot of the enemies you have to really worry about. But honestly, playing Hades 1 kind of prepares you for a lot of these enemies. I'm not going to lie. A very, very strong comparisons between a lot of them. Have I already been here? Why was this room just chilling? Yeah, poison seems strong, right? Because it looks like it's doing pretty good damage over time. Maybe I can use these flasks well. I don't know. It seems interesting. It's probably hard to time getting like the extra attack of them, but just poisoning anyone is probably like a good use of our time. I don't know why I threw it that far. Okay, so these enemies you just have to be pretty patient with, it seems like. Because you don't want to be fighting them too much. You can't really just, like, chase them down after you hit them because of how their poison works. It poison. Okay, now there's... Man, dude, this game is no joke. The power level gets really hard really fast. Come on, chase me. Aha! You fools! You all chase me to your doom! Ow. Fuck. Okay, I really actually like how these poison flasks work. Like, you might seem like it's terrible that they throw up, but it probably would be really broken to just hit a huge group of enemies with, Oh my god, dude. If you dash onto it, you don't have enough time to dash out. Wow, that's brutal. Defeated flows inflict weak. Throwing fortune significantly increases the critical hit chance the next card attack. That was 3, though, which is pretty nice. I have a pearl on the right, too, so I could play at top and then get another green one to play on the right. I could also just play it left, but that seems like a bad spot to have it because there's no triples you can get. I actually like playing this up top, getting the dice up to an extra 100%, and then having the chance to get a luck here as well. Again, that's one of my favorite things about it is the coffer system. Like, most of the time when you get skills and relics, you just kind of stack them, but this actually makes you want to choose other relics based on, like, synergies within your other relics in, like, a novel way. Really, really cool, in my opinion. Okay. Daddy needs his dice back. Probably shouldn't have thrown it there, if I'm being honest with you. Perfect attack. I feel like this poison is doing some real good heavy lifting. But man, dude, my attack is real weak right now. Like, when I have to just attack enemies down, it is a nightmare. Maybe we need to try and find some attack things. Max health plus 20, coin 75. Let's give me the max health, man. I'm about to die. I'm like 1 hit from dying at any given point here. Make sure we get our pots, because pots can heal. Looks like we have a path down here. We couldn't get to previously.
Around here. Welcome to the
Manny.
Welcome to the swamp.
This looks like the Shufflewood swamp, but corrupted.
Oh, not
Twisted memories of the Shufflewood swamp, you say?
You're not the first, though. If you see one, send...
Okay, so we can get die, health. We have to take health. Let's just be honest with ourselves. It would be a throw to not just take health here. The goal of the game is to get as far as you can. I'm not going to beat the game on this run. I promise you that. But getting as far as we can to maybe find at least the second boss. Maybe we just waste your Y for no reason against that door because you panic because when you're on stream and it shows you a button and you forget which buttons do what because you're dyslexic, you just panic and start hitting buttons. Anyone else? Just me? Okay. Ouch. Okay. You attack really fast, huh? Okay. You attack really fast is your thing. Is this a mini boss? This is just fucking hard as hell. Just hard as hell, huh? Ah. Gotta taking that little chip damage, man. Oh my god, there's so many enemies left. Dude, when I have to chip people down with the sword, it's like chores at this point, man. I wonder if you get like long-term damage bonuses to this stuff because like attacking enemies down with the sword right now feels impossible. But I also, you know, I haven't gotten any red gems in my coffers, and I've been avoiding them. Okay, another trap. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Yep. That one's probably really easy if you're not stupid. We can get a orange. Ups our card damage, which means that our poison should do 30 now. Perhaps 30. Yes. So this is kind of why we have to use our dice for everything, because the dice is where all the damage is. For 10 health? Alright. Let's get a red die. Our middle guy. Maybe we can not have the most abysmal attack. Okay, I probably shouldn't have taken that, but you know, you gotta test the mechanics or whatever. My goal right now is to make it to the level 2 boss. That would be a win for the Binksy. It looks like this room is going to be super easy and not hard at all. Not just devilishly completely full of traps at every point. Piece of shit. Okay. Oh, you're poisoned, bitch. Oh, okay, one of these guys, huh? These guys that I thought was maybe a mini-boss because they were so hard to kill. All right. Get your dice. Joke's on you, idiot. Joke's on me, idiot. Did not make it to the level 2 boss. But very, very fun. So yeah, so this game comes out on the 17th. Like I said, you're going to see, I'm probably going to post a bunch of runs on here leading up until that date. I really, really like the game. Go try the demo for yourself. Really, really good hack and slash roguelite style combat with some really unique twists. So this is the end of the run. You fall down into the dang discard pile. We can go through what this looks like.
Oh, luck has finally turned.
Welcome to the sanctuary.
Yes.
This is like kind of like your home base.
Not final here, but in you, I see.
You can break Mare's daunting gasp. Got to destroy the black tie.
Find
him at the mysterious portal. He's a chess piece, by the way. Another throwback to the original game, the little board game mechanics that they have. Pip dust. So he gave us 30 extra pip dust. We already got a bunch.
What's a wardrobe doing here?
What is a wardrobe doing here? That's a good question. We got the dang bridge. Wait, we got a turnkey. Why can't we open that? Maybe there's some other things you have to go through. I did get that in the demo. I'm not going to pretend that that one's a mystery to me.
There's something about...
So another character from the original game, I believe.
That's what.
Armor? Impossible.
So this is how you
How
spend your
ended you?
pip dust.
And yet, here we.
Yeah, I believe this was a boss in the
You'd
first
sooner
game.
Do you want to regain your strength?
Okay, so
Not?
completely unique mechanic here. Swap and choose blessings. So there's a bunch of different slots that you can have for blessings, and you can upgrade them, but you can only choose one of two. So there's either increases the max health granted by a shard of vitality, or increases your max health, all attack damage against regular foes, or increases all attack damage against bosses. Defeating foes conjures extra energy shards, or hitting foes with fortune conjures energy shards. So I generally like the dice, so I'm going to take a level in this. And then I think regular foes is better. Like bosses, you just kind of work out how to beat them, but like killing regular foes faster is quite nice. And would you look at that? We already upgraded to the next round. I don't think this was available in the demo. So we can increase max health, or we can increase max health. And notice, like, the levels are different. Like, they cost different amounts, which is kind of interesting. Regain some health after each encounter, or gain 20 health when defeating a boss. I like 2 health every encounter. That seems really good. And then let's see if we can take any of these. Recall bones. Pressing B recalls the fortune in combat. Cooldown 3 seconds. Oh my god, you can just bring it back to you? Okay, well, we're saving for that. Increase the range with fortune can be picked up. That's actually quite good too. But I mean, I tell you what, just saving up for 300 and just being able to call it back every 3 seconds would be unbelievably good for how I play, which is not worrying about things. Revive after death with a significant portion of health. So you can buy lives, man. That's crazy. Revive with significant health and reduce damage taken for the rest of the encounter. Revive with significant health and reduced damage taken for the rest of the encounter. Revive after health with a significant portion of health. I guess the difference here is you can only buy 2 of these, but you can buy 3 of these. That's pretty interesting.
You'll be back.
Let's talk to this guy.
Look ready?
Enter Mayor's Dark Games here.
Rooms twist and turn.
So
Random
basically
roll.
just saying, hey, it's a roguelike.
Now, if anyone can
Okay, we got a dang journal now. He's getting the heck out of our way. Let me see if I can use this turnkey thing before we go. You also want stuff?
While we restore you, you must rescue my dazzling children.
Cinder. Okay, I gotta rescue your children, is the thing.
Blessings upon you,
Okay, gave me some cinder. We should have the key to this bridge, right? Yeah, okay. So it wasn't even going to give us the option to do this because it's not expecting you to win your first run, because not everyone's built like me. Now we got another section over here. Let's see what that looks like.
Your triumphs in those twisted games.
Crimes and twisted games bring us closer to freedom. Okay. You like the bridge, huh? Big bridge guy. I'll take a garment. Veil of the Hero's Return. Talk to you a little bit.
This gate is your way back to the kingdom of random.
As long as I defeat Mare and destroy the Black...
That's the spirit. But reopening this gate will defeat Mare, recover this ancient power, and this...
Okay, so it looks like the goal is to... So this is like showing that we have to beat Mare enough to return back home. Okay, don't... Man, I wish they had given us more over here, huh? I thought that we unlocked like something cool, like some upgrades and what have you. Guess not. But anyway, this is the first run of Lost in Random: The Eternal Die. Again, you can get the demo right now. Game comes out on June 17th. I really like it and look forward to more videos on it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!